everyone. In this video, we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay, so now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 19th of October 2021. Starting with very first question, Hamilton's object which was discovered recently is associated with which field? So from the images that were captured by NASA ESA Hubble Space Telescope, a team of astronomers led by Timothy Hamilton have discovered an unusual gravitational lensing configuration. And this has been named as Hamilton's object. So basically it consists of two images of a spiral background galaxy in a fold configuration and a third resolved image of the same spiral galaxy. Okay, so together they create a tangential point configuration. Okay, so this is related to space science. Now frequently we hear about a term named as Jezero crater. This is known to be a dry, wind-eroded depression in the surface of planet Mars. However, the first scientific analysis of images taken by the NASA's Perseverance rover has now confirmed that Jezero crater was once a quiet lake. So basically it says that the lake was fed steadily by a small river over 3.7 billion years ago, and the images also reveal evidence that the crater underwent flash floods. So the new analysis is based on images of the outcropping rocks inside the crater on its western side. Okay, so do remember that this crater is related to the planet Mars. Now apart from it, the Deep Space Atomic Clock of NASA has recently ended its mission successfully, and it was built by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. So this clock is actually mercury ion based atomic clock, and it was launched aboard the Department of Defense Space Test Program 2 mission on 25th of June 2019, and after it completed its first year primary mission in Earth's orbit, NASA extended the mission to collect more data. Okay, now already in the previous lecture we have seen that the country UAE has announced to send a probe to land on an asteroid between Mars and Jupiter to collect data on the origins of the universe. Okay, also on 23rd of November 2021, the DART mission of NASA is set to lift off aboard a SpaceX Falcon rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. So with this, NASA will test its asteroid deflection technology next year to see the impact of motion of a near-Earth asteroid in space. Okay. Now question number 2, Westbury Cave, where the fossil of extinct Hippopotamus antiquus has been discovered, is in which country? So the paleontologists have discovered the fossilized upper molar tooth of Hippopotamus antiquus from Westbury Cave, which lies in UK. Actually, it is an extinct species of hippo that lived in Europe during a warm period between 1 to 2 million years ago, and the species is said to have been much larger than the modern African hippo, weighing around 3 tons, and it is known to have been more reliant on aquatic habitats. Now apart from it, recently India and UK have agreed upon a forward action plan on various things like power, transportation, renewable energy, green finance and research as part of 2030 roadmap. Okay, and for this the third India-UK Energy for Growth Partnership Ministerial Energy Dialogue was co-chaired by Union Minister for Power, Mr. R.K. Singh. Also do remember that COP26 is to be started from 31st of October, where in Glasgow, which is a city in Scotland. Question number 3. Amoria thore, which was seen in the news recently, is a new species of. Actually, it is a genus of marine snail, and these predatory creatures are found in onshore and offshore waters around the entire coast of Australia. Also, some species extend into waters of southern Indonesia. So this species is very rare and scientists have not seen a live specimen yet. Also, this particular species can be distinguished from other Amoria species by the combination of small shell size, shape, high spire, equal sized thick plates, etc. Okay. Now can you tell me, the Darwin's ground sloth, which is seen in the news recently, were originally found in which region? So they lived in South America between 1.8 million years ago and 12,000 years ago. Actually, the 6 living sloth species are relatively small and herbivorous, and some species roamed from Alaska to South America. But as per findings of a recent study, the extinct species was between 3 and 4 meter long and weighted between 1 to 2 tons. Also, it contradicts that all sloths were necessarily herbivores. It is not mandatory now. Okay. Now, apart from it, China has recently launched a 3-person crew for a mission of 6 months board the Shenzhou 13 spaceship to its space station on 16th of October. And the crew is planned to set up a new record for the time spent in space by the Chinese astronauts, because China moves for completing the orbiting structure. Okay. Also do remember that the World Health Organization on 6th of October has endorsed the malaria vaccine called as RTS-SAS01, and it is the world's first vaccine against the mosquito-borne disease which kills around 4 lakh people in a year. Fine. Question number 4. Which country has launched the world's first automated driverless train? So recently the German rail operator has unveiled the world's first automated driverless train in the city of Hamburg. And the project is a part of 60 million euro, means $70 million, modernization of Hamburg's rapid urban rail system. So now, as per the operator, this project can bring up to 30% more passengers, and also it can improve punctuality and save more than 30% of energy. Okay, correct answer becomes option number A. Now, apart from it, do remember that the world's highest electric charging station has been set up in Himachal Pradesh. Also, England has become the first country in the world that has announced to introduce a legislation in the year 2021 under which all newly built homes and offices will require to have electric vehicle chargers there. So under this legislation, all new homes and offices will be required to feature smart charging devices which can automatically charge vehicles during the off-peak periods. Also, the new office blocks will require to install a charging point for every 5 parking spaces. And hence this law will make England first country in the world that requires all new homes to have the EV chargers. Fine. Also, we celebrate the World Electric Vehicle Day on 9th of September to mark the celebration of e-mobility. Can you tell me what was the theme for this year? Please write in the comments. Question number 5. Muqtada al-Sadr recently claimed victory in the parliamentary elections of which country? So Shia Muslim cleric Muqtada al-Sadr has claimed victory for his nationalist Sahrawi movement in elections of Iraq. So he has announced that he aims to end US and Iranian influence over Iraq's internal affairs, and there was also a record low official turnout of 41%. So it may take many weeks of negotiations to build a new governing coalition, which Mr. Sadr cannot lead because he did not stand as a candidate. Now, a few days back we have seen that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mette Frederiksen held the bilateral talks recently at Hyderabad House, and she is the Prime Minister of Denmark. Okay. Now, apart from it, Mr. Abiy Ahmed has recently been sworn in as a new Prime Minister of Ethiopia for his new 5-year term. Then the country Tunisia has its first ever female Prime Minister, and it is Najla Borden. And the new Prime Minister of Canada is Justin Trudeau. Then Prime Minister of Thailand is Prayut Chan-o-cha. And he was in news because recently he has won the votes of confidence in the parliament. And former president of Afghanistan was Ashraf Ghani. Obviously, he was also in news. And the new Prime Minister of Malaysia is Ismail Sabri Yaqub. You have to tell me the name of President of the country Syria. Please write in the comments. Question number 6. What is the rank of India in the Henley Passport Index 2021? So India's rank has slipped by 6 places from last year to 90 on the Henley Passport Index. Basically, this index lists the world's most travel-friendly passports. And hence the index ranks the passport of countries according to the number of destinations their holders can visit without a prior visa. And the rankings are based on the analysis of data provided by the International Air Transport Association. Also do remember that Japan and Singapore hold the first rank on the passport index, while the second position is shared by South Korea and Germany. So all these countries are quite important. Okay. Now, apart from it, the World Health Organization releases a new report every 3 years titled as Mental Health Atlas. It is actually a compilation of data provided by the countries around the world on mental health policies, financing, human resources, availability and utilization of services, and data collection system. Okay. So it also has new targets for 2030. Important thing is this atlas is released by World Health Organization. Then there is monthly economic review, and it is released by Finance Ministry. So actually, as per the Finance Ministry's monthly economic review, India is well placed on the path to swift recovery with growth impulses that are transmitted to all sectors of the economy. Also, the Finance Minister has said that the economic activity is gaining further momentum in the month of September. So, India's merchandise exports crossed the $30 billion mark for the 6th consecutive month in the fiscal year 2021 to 22. And the rate of growth of bank credit stood at 6.7% compared to the 5.3% in the previous year. Okay. Also, World Health Organization has launched its strategy to achieve global COVID-19 vaccination by mid-2022. And as part of the strategy, India will soon submit its COVID-19 vaccination targets to World Health Organization with an updated national vaccination trajectory. So as per WHO, all countries must meet its targets to vaccinate 40% of their population by end of 2021 and 70% by mid-2022. Also, it will include various type of plans that define dose requirements or type of investment required for manufacturing the vaccines and their distributions through the government. Fine. Question number 7. The Desh Ke Mentor program, which was in the news recently, is an initiative of which state or union territory? So the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal recently launched the Desh Ke Mentor program to provide career guidance to the students of class 9 to 12. And the students will be mentored by the subject experts for providing various career options, and every mentor will adopt up to 10 students to provide career counseling. Also, the most important thing is actor Sonu Sood has been named by the Delhi government as the brand ambassador of the initiative. Correct answer is option number B. Now apart from it, CDOT, that is Center for Development of Telematics, the headquarters of which lies in New Delhi, has been asked to start working on 6G technologies, which is said to be 50 times faster than 5G. And hence a quantum communication lab has also been inaugurated, and quantum key distribution has also been launched. Okay. Apart from it, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has notified the constitution of National Road Safety Board, which will be responsible for promoting road safety, innovation and adoption of new technology and regulation of traffic and motor vehicles. And the headquarters lies in New Delhi. Also, Government of Delhi has approved the proposal for issuing of a unique health cards to each and every citizen under Delhi's HIMS project, means Health Information Management System project. Fine. Question number 8. Which country hosted the G20 Extraordinary Leaders Summit that has been organized to discuss the situation in Afghanistan? So whenever you will be asked about the host of G20, it would be Italy, because this year presidency is with Italy. Okay. So correct answer is option number D. And this meeting was held in a virtual format. Also, India has been invited by Italy to take part in the meeting for discussing the humanitarian needs in Afghan and to review the livelihood requirement in the country. Apart from it, IEA, that is the International Energy Agency, has invited India to become its full-time member. And if India becomes a full-time member of this forum, then it would be required to maintain a strategic oil reserves of 90 days. And the headquarters of IEA lies in Paris. Also, it was established in the framework of OECD, means Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Now apart from it, the Union Environment Minister has recently released important publications of the Central Zoo Authority at the National Conference for Zoo Directors and Veterinarians, organized by Central Zoo Authority and hosted by Sardar Patel Zoological Park, which lies in Gujarat. So in this, vision plan has been released for the Indian zoos to upgrade them to global standards and strengthening of Central Zoo Authority, and this will be for 2021 to 2031. Then apart from it, recently Niti Aayog has released a handbook on sustainable urban plastic waste management, jointly released with UNDP. And Niti Aayog has suggested the urban local bodies to adopt the material recovery facility model and operate it as a public-private partnership model. Fine. Actually, MRF, or you can say it as materials recovery facility or recycling facility, is a specialized plant that receives, separates and prepares the recyclable materials for marketing to end user manufacturers. Fine. Question number 9. Akash Air, which was approved to operate in India, is backed by which businessman? So bullish trader Rakesh Jhunjhunwala backed new airline named as Akash Air, has got no objection certificate from the government to operate in India. He is often referred to as the Warren Buffett of India or the Big Bull. And his stock moves and investment strategies are closely tracked by the investors. Also, he manages his own portfolio as a partner in his asset management firm, Rare Enterprises. Okay. Now apart from it, the Prime Minister has recently launched Indian Space Association, which is an industry association of space and satellite companies. And Mr. Anil Bhatt has been appointed the Director General of Indian Space Association. Okay. Now apart from it, India has recently agreed to provide a $200 million USD line of credit for development projects in Kyrgyzstan. So Mr. Jaishankar, who is our External Affairs Minister, was on 4-day visit to Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan and Armenia with an aim to further expand bilateral ties with the 3 Central Asian countries. Okay. Now coming to last question, which Indian banker has joined as the chairman of Bharat Pay? So Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, who is the former chairman of SBI, has joined the board of fintech firm Bharat Pay as its chairman, and earlier he retired from the country's largest lender SBI after 4 decades of service in October 2020. Also, he was previously appointed as a non-executive director for the Asia unit of HSBC. Now Rajneesh Kumar is also in news because his upcoming book is set to be released today, and the name is The Custodian of Trust and published by PRHI, means Penguin Random House India. Also, Mr. Rajneesh Kumar has been appointed by the government of Andhra Pradesh as its economic advisor few days back. Now apart from it, Mr. G.C. Murmu has recently been elected as the chairman of ASOSAI, means Assembly of Asian Organization of Supreme Audit Institution, from 2024 to 2027. Also, Government of India has appointed Mr. Harsh Bhupendra Bangari as the MD of Exim Bank. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.